Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whitington, and tonight we are back in fantastic Mighty V8 action with rounds 14 and 15 of the Simability V8ESC. In the booth with me tonight, and also your cameraman, it is the one and only Mr. Pete Binghamson. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rudskogen, if that's how you even say that.
Yeah, I'll trust you on that one, Pete. But wherever we are certainly at the business end of the season. We only have 3 rounds left after tonight, and we come to this. I don't quite know what to say about this track because I've not seen a lot of racing on it. We've obviously not raced here before in the V8s. I don't know whether to call it terrible, fantastic, twisty. I guess we're going to find out.
I've done a bit of research on this track. I always do when it's a brand new one. And this looks like a really exciting track. It's got everything you need to make a great V8 race. A couple of high-speed straights. If I can do a bit of the old track map. You've got 2 high-speed straights. You've got lots of twisty bits in the middle. You've got some really heavy braking zones. And I think we've got the potential, Clyde, for utter carnage at turn 1.
Yeah, there's always that possibility. All I really know about the track is it's 2 miles long, it's got 14 turns, and it's in Norway. And if you believe my notes, the race is taking place on the 99th of November.
Excellent.
So,
99 of November, yes.
Right. Who was that? That was Steve.
JB.
JB. So yeah. Let's just have a quick look at the standings before we go any further. Johnny Brandon currently leads the way in the Simability Cup with 754. Simon Trendle second, 692. Tyler Newitt third, 670. Team Championship XVR Holden 1428. BSTV Sports Green 1256 and Team Chimera 1107. Tyler Newitt leads the Logan Jackson Safe Driver Award. Jamie McKnight leads the Fred Bingham Forever Forward Award. Kenzie Newup and Simon Trendle lead Driver of the Season. It is semi-finals night in head-to-head. Rich Warmingham takes on Steve LaValle and Johnny Brandon takes on Adam Wright. Last time out, Indy Road I've got here. I don't know if that's right. I've been missing for too long. Johnny Brandon with a double win, Simon Trendle with a double second, and Tyler Newitt with a double third. So drivers are going to be wanting to take some points off of Johnny Brandon tonight, Pete.
Well, don't they always? He's floated to the surface quite quickly. He had a terrible start to the season, if you remember. Was involved in everybody else's crashes. Which track was it? Sandown or somewhere like that. He created his own mess, I think, with his own teammate and caused a blocked track. And the race direction had to throw a yellow and bring everybody back again. But since that time, let me go and see which track that was at, because that's really annoying me now that I can't remember which track it was. So Indy was the last one. It was Winton. Or was it Sandown? Yeah. It could have been Sandown. I don't know. Winton sounds more familiar. So we had, block track. Since that time, he has only done good things. And yes, everybody's going to want to be taking points away from him, particularly Simon Trendle. Tyler Newitt, if you can do. Nicole Foggy is here, though. And, he generally doesn't have to practice, does he? He's annoying. He just turns up and wins, which he needs to probably be very naughty for, because I can't do that. Neither can you. Neither can 90% of other people. So we'll see how he gets on with this track. I don't know whether he's ever raced here before, but I suspect he probably has.
Yeah, well, I can't race with practice, so
there is
not really much to go on, is it? Already we've got 7 drivers into the 1-minute 20s. There was at least 9 in practice. Evening 2 on the chat, the Mew, can't for the life of me remember who that is. Lame O'Connor is still alive, and Chris Jackson as well. And Wobbly's alive as well. So
all right, they're all queuing up in there, are they?
He hasn't been castrated yet. So yeah, this track, Pete. I think it would be a good time to go on board. See if we can jinx somebody's lap.
Let's try Johnny. Let's try and really do a number on him.
Show the viewers what an awesome looking track it is. Anyway.
Yeah, let me get rid of some of these things. So, where is he on track at the moment? I should have kept the track map, shouldn't I? Let's keep that. All right, he's approaching midway, but a good time to join him, to be fair. This is a horrendous hairpin, this one. It scrubs the tyres, it makes your tyres super hot. I have done some laps around here, by the way. It's a free track. Oh, and he's abandoned it. That's nice. Commentator's curse has hit myself. So we're going to go on board with somebody who we've never been on board with before. So apologies, Daniel. We're on board with Daniel Solo. So he is actually heading towards turn 1. This is where I think we're going to stack up at the very start. This is very tight through here when you imagine 20-odd cars, 26 at the moment, piling through that turn. It takes forever to get round turn 2. And then you get on this straight and absolutely nail it all the way down here. Stay very wide into this next turn. Very wide, please. That's a bit too shallow, and you'll wash out doing that. And he has done. And he's got angry, and he's smashed it. So
I was going to say, I've seen many people go off in practice there.
Yes, it's easily done. I did it a few times. So we're joining now Bob Woodhouse, who's going through the S's section. He's about to go into this really tight and like enduring left-hander. It goes on forever, and you can see it scrubs the tyres on the exit. And then you fire down the short straight. It's not much to it. And then you're into the sharp hairpin that we saw Johnny Brandon in before. This one does nothing for your fronts or your rears because you want to get on the gas earlier than you actually can do. Through this little kink here, and then into another tight left-hander. This is 90 degrees. You fire it through this next kink and into this everlasting, it feels, right-hander. It goes on forever. It's a bit like a massive spoon corner, but the other way around. And then onto this massive start-finish straight. There's going to be a lot of drafting down here. It goes on for quite a long time. I don't think you top out because I tried it and I didn't. And then you're already on the braking before you tip into turn 1. It's a hectic lap. Some of the new tracks that they've released are very similar to this in terms of the amount of intensity of the turns. Look at that for wheel spin. Just crazy, Clyde.
Yeah, and you know, I do also like to look at the scenery because I seem to spend most of my time in the scenery.
Yeah.
And you know, I think iRacing have done a fantastic job with what's like in and around the track as well.
Yeah,
which is always good.
It kind of goes around like a theme park, if you know what I mean. It's like mountain right in the centre of it, and they've made the track around the mountain. But what iRacing have done with the rendering of it is excellent.
Yeah, it certainly is. Right, qualifying. So at the moment, we've got an XVR lockout in the first 3 positions. Steve LaValle currently on provisional pole, with Johnny Brandon second and Rich Warmingham in third. 11 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go. I'm sure there'll be some changes soon. There's 3 cars there, third, fourth and fifth, all on a 120.5.
Yeah, quite critical in the feature race, Clyde, will be the length of the pit road. It's massive. It starts on that massive, that everlasting right-hander. Goes the full length of the straight, believe it or not. So that's a long time to be off the gas and under you know, whatever the speed limit is here. I can't quite remember. It's there, look. You see, on the left, it goes off, disappears, and then it's the entire length of the start-finish straight. It's crazy.
Yeah, like you say, that could come into play in the feature race. For those that don't know, Sprint race 30 minutes, no pit stops, unless you get some damage, obviously. And then a feature race, which is 60 minutes long. Now, I am told it is possible to do the feature race without stopping, doing some fuel saving. However, this track is going to eat your tyres, so I very much doubt we're going to see anybody trying it.
Yes. It's, I have to say, it does scrub your tyres quite heavily. There's too many turns, which are too tight, if you want to put it in inverted commas, for the V8. It doesn't necessarily like ploughing into corners, and sometimes on this track you have to do exactly that. I'm just skipping through the cars here to see who's on a racing lap at the moment. We've got only a few of the top runners actually on a lap. You'd think there'd be more. Simon is coasting, letting people through, letting his teammate through actually. Nobody really challenging the top 3 XVR cars right now, Clyde.
No. Is it, you know, is it one of those where you desperately need a tow to put a fast lap in? I really don't know.
I doubt it. There's too many turns.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars in the 1 minute 20s now.
Wow. That's crazy. Chris Jackson says he would 100% run no stops, Clyde. Don't know about that.
Yeah, he'd crash.
He'd crash, yeah. He'd be back to Crash Jackson again, wouldn't he?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. We do, if I can manage this.
But then somebody like Mike Taliancic would probably start with minus fuel.
Yes, of course. So we've got Ant Woodward's. Well, I do curse myself terribly, don't I? I really do. Right, so we're going to ignore that then. That's not happening.
Listen to you. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Right, before this goes live, I'm going to go and use the little boys' room. Won't be a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to get ready for the start. So, what have we got? We've got 30 seconds, still no change at the top. Steve Lavalley, Johnny Brandon, Rich Warmingham, Simon Trendle in 4th is on a lap. I think Nicole Foggy in 5th is also on a lap. Just watching, see how they're getting on. No, that's it. That is it. Practice and qualifying are over. Now it just leaves us to do some racing.
Luck, everyone.
So without Pete, I shall have to do it the old-fashioned way. So Steve Lavalley off on pole position with Johnny Brandon 2nd, Rich Warmingham 3rd. Simon Trendle 4th, Nicole Foggy in 5th, Kenzie Newhoff 6th, Adam Wright 7th, 8th is Vincent Skilbeck, 9th Tyler Newitt, 10th Tony Kloosterman, 11th Jamie Wilson, Nikolai Bier is 12th. There we go, he's caught up with us nearly.
I have.
13th is Greg Carr, 14th Nikolai Bogotyro, 15th Bob Woodhouse, 16th is Sam Boozin and 17th Rob Venn, 18th is Ant Woodward, 19th Jamie McKnight, 20th is Silas Crash Vomit, in 21st is Miro Hraski, 22nd Chris Sherburn, 23rd Dale Green, 24th is JB Dejoux, Ivan Batman's in 25th, and rounding out your 26 car grid is Daniel Solo.
Awesome, right, well done, Clyde.
Suppose I better get ready with a yellow flag, just in case.
I would recommend that. Right, let's see what camera is best for the start. I think it's possibly going to be this one, isn't it? We'll focus on Steve. Why not? He's earned it. In fact, we'll go back to Richard because that's going to be good.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye a bit further back down the grid.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting watching what Nicole Foggy does from 5th place. Adam Wright's in 7th, Tyler's in 9th. Vincent Skilbeck, this is probably one of his better qualifying, I think. In 8th place.
He doesn't usually shine in quali, does he? But the lights are coming on. We're about to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green.
That was a pretty steady.
Oh,
somebody slow. Vincent slow.
Yeah, somebody.
Jamie Wilson it was in his Team Chimera starts. They're never good, are they?
Yeah, so I think somebody didn't get away. I don't know who it was.
It was Vincent and Jamie Wilson. In fact, Jamie Wilson's on the mad outside of everybody who's there.
A lot of people outbreaking themselves into turn 3 on lap 1.
Ooh, it's busy back here, look. Oh dear. All sorts going on back here. Oh. That's Sam and Vincent. And we'll do an autopsy on that in a minute.
Right, track is clear.
Track is clear, yeah. Ooh. Apologies. Nicole Foggy up one position. Just put Simon Trendle behind him. That was from the start though. Adam Wright putting a lot of pressure here on Kenzie. There's a big gap in the middle of the field, Clyde, after that incident.
Yeah, I don't think the start helped either. Obviously we've got a couple of incidents to look at.
Right, we're going to go back now and have a look at this just before anything else happens. So there's Sam. Kind of gets a waggle on. Really bad waggle. Takes out Vincent. And then, ooh, there's a nasty little smash on the back of both cars, actually. So that's what that was. That was Sam losing the back end of his car.
Yeah, it was over the bump there, wasn't it, on the curb?
Yes. This car notoriously doesn't like curbs. Daniel Solo, up 8 places, Clyde.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I wasn't even looking for him, and then you mentioned his name, and I immediately looked at the bottom of the leaderboard and thought, oh, where is he?
Yeah. Miro Husky up 7. Jamie McKnight up 6. There's a few movers and shakers. The top, what's that, 7, 8? Haven't really moved much in the start of this race yet.
No, but plenty of action in the midfield, and you know, those drivers that gained some big places have done it through crash avoidance, really.
I would say so, yeah. Ooh. Oh, Simon Trendle getting fighty with Nicole Foggy. Hello.
Yeah.
That was a proper overtake. This is it. So, oh, it's the everlasting second turn, Clyde.
Yeah.
So that's how that was done.
That was more of a mistake from Nicole, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
A full-fledged.
But overtaking on this track is going to be difficult. It's notorious for it, apparently, in other leagues. I've seen a few videos on YouTube. So I think you really are waiting for the other car to make a mistake rather than force a position onto somebody.
Well, yeah, to me, these races are going to be about tyre management. The track is going to eat the tyres, and you know, is it going to be one of them races where the last 10 minutes, the last 5 minutes, somebody that's JB with a slow down, something going on there? Yeah, is it going to be, you know, he who looks after his tyres the best comes through at the end?
Sorry, that was getting a bit crowded around Rob Venn there and JB. So I think you're right. You're right. He who protects his tyres, JB, don't do that. Oh.
Was that Ivan trying to go in sympathy?
I don't know, really. No, if he was, then I think he's lost off, hasn't he? Let's have a little, very quick look at that as an autopsy.
I think JB just got on the grass and hit the gas.
Yes, I think both of those two things are true. He was on a strange line. Yeah, and then Ivan's got into the back of Sam.
Yeah, Sam's obviously woed up because he can see what's going on with JB.
Yeah, I think Sam Boozen must be on 300 incident points by now. This is Nikolai Pierre putting pressure on Nikolai Bokatayev. We've got Nicole Foggy under pressure from Kenzie. I don't mean to sound questionable on that one, but we don't often see this. And then
yeah, well, on the chat, apparently Nicole's having pedal issues, but I don't know if that's lame O'Connor just making excuses for him.
Oh, right, okay, probably. Battle for the lead is a three-way hold fight.
Yeah, Simon Trendle's looking quick though.
He's definitely got into a groove, hasn't he? His start wasn't brilliant, but then Team Camera are not great at launching, to be fair.
But you say his start wasn't great, he only lost one position. That's a great start for him.
True. Yeah, that's very true, actually. Nicole Foggy, I think, is definitely having issues. In fact,
Foggy's in the pits.
Yeah. And I think it was because of this. Turn 2 again. Oh, he's just pulled over. So whatever problems he's got, Clyde, they're significant.
Yeah, he'll be busy trying to sort that out now.
Yeah. Rich William under masses of pressure from Simon Trendle. These four have gapped Kenzie. Oh, there's battles everywhere now, sorry. We've got this one, Nikolai Pierre still, but he's been joined by Tony Klusterman. And then further back, Jamie Wilson putting massive pressure on Miro Hraski. And then further back than that, we've got Rob Venn putting pressure on a very beaten up looking Vincent Skilbeck. Oh, Nicole Foggy got a black flag. He didn't burn a slowdown, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, we just had Tony Clues. Oh, that's actually Nikolai Pierre going extracurricular, I think.
Yeah, he was looking for Sweden, I think.
Yeah. He nearly found it that far out. That's Jamie Wilson and Miro. Jamie's got a better line through the hairpin there. Ooh, or had a better line before he let the tail wag.
Down in 14th. Oh, hello. What just happened there? Did I see something important there? Having some issues.
Yeah, we're paired off at the moment. 2 by 2 in the first 4 positions. Nikolai Pierre is still under pressure. He's putting pressure on Bob Woodhouse. Jamie Wilson putting pressure on Miro still. I'll keep an eye on that. The battle for the lead is very close. The battle for 3rd place is closer still.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Rich Warmingham does, how hard he defends. Obviously, the more he defends, the more the front two are going to get away. So is he protecting his teammates here?
XVR don't tend to, do they? They tend to just fight it out, similar to NQR.
They do, but we are at that stage of the season.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Bob Woodhouse has just overtaken Nikolai Bier. Nikolai doing... he was quite far moved forward, if that makes any sense at all. Someone with a slowdown, that's Tony Klosterman with a slowdown.
Yeah.
I wonder where he's picked that up. But Nikolai Bier moving backwards now, faster than anybody else. It's all very busy, just behind Nikolai actually. There's a bit of an NQR field being brewed up here. Vincent Skilbeck. Is that with Daniel Solo? It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's Rob Venn, and then Sam Boozin. So
Sam's
will crap himself once he sees Sam on his relative.
yeah. There's loads of battles again, and these two are going at it again. Rob Venn's looking hungry for a position.
Well, this is going to open the door for Rob somewhere.
Yes. Have to move forward because Nikolai Bier and Bob Woodhouse are slugging it out here. Switching positions on every turn at the minute. Oh dear! Is he left racing room? I don't know.
Ooh.
Your verdict on that one, Clyde?
I only saw it briefly. I was looking at what Tony was doing, to be honest. So.
Oh, right, okay. Let's have another quick look at this from above. Oh, that's a bit of a send, isn't it, from 6 miles? But
yeah.
he made it stick, so fair enough. But then couldn't get the traction. Had to stay on the outside, and is on the outside. Oh, I don't know, but I don't know.
No, there's nothing in that.
I don't think there is, no, but it's it shows how competitive the racing is in this league. Jamie Wilson still with Miro, nothing going on there. We'll move further forward. First 4 are still paired off, Clyde.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Johnny Brandon is doing, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. I think he may just be sitting behind Steve LaValle, saving some tyres, letting Steve burn up his stuff, and probably go past him with 5 minutes to go, something like that. I don't know. And Rich Warmingham seems to have held off the Simon Trendle challenge.
Yes, he's beaten him back a bit, hasn't he? So Daniel Solo going super wide there and letting Vincent through, but not quite Rob Venn.
No, very close, wasn't it? But
yeah,
it just managed to get it back under control in time.
Run for the lead is getting tighter and tighter each lap, but only by about a tenth or two.
Jason Morris says, "Oh my God, V8 at Rudskogen."
Please feel free to join, Jason. Yeah, Daniel Solo up 7 places now. Tony Klosterman moving through slowly. He's got his own teammate, or sister teammate of Bob Woodhouse in front of him.
Yeah, unfortunately for Daniel Solo, though, he's now got Sam Bandicoot behind him.
Yeah. That's a new line, Sam. Sam's just inventing new lines, Clyde. Miro and Jamie are just inseparable this race.
So would you believe we are nearly halfway already in the sprint race?
That's
Where
madness.
That time gone.
It's gone with a whole load of overtaking incidents and all sorts. As is our expectation of this V8 ESC league.
It could get a whole lot worse for some drivers. You know, those that have been using their tyres up, they're going to start to struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me have a look at incident points. We've got one driver in double figures at the moment.
That has to be Sam.
Thank you.
So, who else is scrapping? Tony Clusman is still tracking his own teammates, so we're not going to look at that. We're going to stay with this. Simon Trendle trying to turn over Rich Warmingham without letting Johnny and Steve Lavallee get away. Steve Lavallee seems to have the measure of this track, Clyde.
Yeah, you know, the guys on the chat are talking that, you know, Steve's pace is genuine over Johnny. I'm just never convinced when Johnny's involved. Because
No, that's old man O'Connor anyway, so can you believe any of it?
He plays games, doesn't he? So,
Yeah.
but yes, looks like Simon Trendle is getting back on terms with Rich Warmingham and starting to put some pressure on again.
Further back, Nikolai Bier on Tony Klusterman. Now, Tony Klusterman was up with Bob Woodhouse not that long ago.
Yeah, Bob's pulled a bit of a gap, hasn't he?
We've had a few exchanges here, actually. I'm just going to go back a little bit because... oh, right, Tony had a slowdown. There you go.
Another one.
Another one, yeah. So that puts Nikolai Bier all over him, and then there's some exchange of position, we'll call it. He's still burning it off there, look. He's on the inside line trying to shed it. So there's obviously a slowdown somewhere. Hopefully someone in an interview will tell us where that is. We'll go back live, because they're still bolted together. Oh, that's it. Well, it would have been a great drive off the corner if the corner had not lasted so long for Nikolai Bier there. He was on a massive rapid pace.
You know that the corner is horrible when you have to have a dab of the brakes halfway round.
Yeah. I used to hate those corners in the V8 particularly because it kind of did something weird with the rear axle, especially if you were still trail braking into the corner. It's just a horrible feeling of the car about to absolutely spit you out into the outside of it.
Kenzie Newhoff is a poor sight there in 5th place.
It's a bit of a lonely drive
Really
at the minute,
in front
isn't
of
it?
him, nobody really behind him.
Yeah. And we've seen how rapid he can be in other races. These two are still going at it. There's other cars coming together around the place. I know. He did that last lap.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a little bit of inappropriate touching there.
Yeah. Jamie Wilson is closing in again on Miro. He dropped off him a bit. Vincent's closing in on Chris Sherburn. Ivan's closing in on Dale Green. Further back, you can see it on your timing screens, folks, in the timing tower. Turn 1 and 2 is the slowdown according to Chris Jackson. I can fully believe that because you do kind of aim across the front of turn 2. If I can find somebody who's car 38, where's he? That is Steve
that's what I was
Lavallee.
wondering where they take too much of that inside curb.
Yeah, so if we hammer it down here, then as we tip into turn 1, you do take some of the curb there, but you aim.
I think it's this one. I think it's this
I
one.
think it's this one, yeah. You do aim across the corner of it. it's like a natural thing to do.
Yeah.
And then you're back on the gas. But that seems to be where lots of people are picking up, well, particularly Tony Klusterman, picking up slowdowns today. On board with Johnny Brandon to give you something to look at. He's closes right up on Steve, doesn't he? Oh, hang on. This should be a good view as Tony Klusterman in the distance there takes a position away from Nikolai Pierre.
Well, them two have been battling for lap after lap after lap, haven't they?
Yeah, I think Nikolai's still trying to get on terms with him, and he had the position for just a short amount of time. I can only assume that Daniel Solo's car has exploded because Sam Boozen has got a position from him. No, he's just taking a position. It was actually quite a good overtake.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, maybe not. So it's the closest battle just about. Way further back, Jamie Wilson and Miro Raskia still going at it.
Still at it, yeah.
Rob Venn has now found Vincent Skilbeck. And Nikolai Bier and Tony Klusterman still exchanging places. Although it seems like they've split up now. Tony's managed to find himself some speed.
Yeah, Tony's... It's hard to tell, isn't it? Because one bad exit onto one of those long straights can cause a bit of a gap. So, and then the next long straight you can claw it back in the toe.
Yes, yeah. It can certainly be redeemed, can't it? Interesting to see the twisty section just there, the S's, with Jamie and Miro. Miro worse through the first part, better through the second part, and at the end of it all, it's neutralised. Whoa, something weird happened just then.
Yeah, it's Rob and Vincent.
Yeah. Two very, very unusual lines coming out of that last corner. I saw the timer getting very low on them.
Could have just been target fixation.
Yeah, that's normally my problem. The only problem is I need binoculars to see the target.
So 22.5 minutes gone, 7.5 to go.
Jamie Wilson showing his nose and messing it up at turn 3 or 4 rather. And that could be a slowdown there as well. There's lots of places on this track where you could get a slowdown. This is starting to develop as well. This is Chris Sherburn, Vincent Skilbeck and Rob Venn all coming together in the dying stages of the... Well, it's not the dying stages yet, is it? It's still, what's that, 7 minutes?
Yeah, Vincent has tracked down Chris and obviously dragged Rob with him. This is Tony dragging Nikolai up to Rob.
Yeah, and they are catching him quite quick now.
Or Robert.
Yeah. There's battles everywhere now, as is always the case. The lead battle is very close, but I don't believe that Johnny Brandon's going to do anything at all, or on the last lap, maybe.
I'm just wondering if this is the stage of the race where we start to see people that have overworked their tyres struggle.
Well, you might be onto something there because there's lots of battles all kicked off at the same time. Maybe this is just that threshold where the tyres have gone, like you say. Vincent Skillback's proper squirrely coming out of that little chicaney bit there.
It makes me wonder in the feature race who's going to pit early and hang on for a white knuckle ride at the end of the race.
Yeah, or try and sweat it out all the way through. See, old man O'Connor is trying to build some sort of tension for the front of the race.
Well, that somewhere in that Bob Woodhouse, Tony Kloosterman, Nikolai Bier battle is going to be our pole sitter for the feature race.
Oh, that's true. We're on reverse 10.
Yeah, at the moment it's Tony.
Oh, it's getting proper dirty back here as well. These guys are crawling all over one another again. Oh, you're only a couple of turns away, I think, from Vincent slinging it down the inside here. And you see the leaders just in the background there, going across the start-finish line. About 4 minutes to run. Oh, that's a good line from Vincent. That's a good line. Or it would have been if you could get any drive. He's not managed to get any, has he? And he's going to be super wide through here. Rob Venn's going to be like a rat up a drain pipe. Onto the start-finish straight. So Vincent getting a good drive has ended up going against him, Clyde.
Yeah, because he ended out wide, didn't he? Going into that that really long turn, and he's on the wrong side of the track, and there's just not a lot you can do apart from pray.
Yeah. No amount of prayers will bring him back from that. I mean, he's not lost out now, but it looks a bit sketchy for a while. He's super wide there as well. I think he's one suffering with tyre deg. I mean, he's got damage too, so that's not going to help. Tony on Bob Woodhouse. This is still as was. Even at the front, it's as it has been all race so far. Steve LaValle and Johnny Brandon. Oh. Nicole Foggy has just re-entered the race, by the way. Obviously tested his gear after fixing whatever was the problem. Is this a multi-21? Tyler and Adam?
It was definitely a multi-21.
Well, the team principals are missing token in this chat. So it wasn't us.
To do with us.
Oh, we've got a bit of this going on as well. I bet this is nothing at all. This is SDK being silly, I think. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh. Scared the hell out of his teammate behind him as well. So, lots still going on. This is tasty now, this one. Nikolai Bier's back in the fold. He's done a great job today, hasn't he?
He's not giving it up, has he?
No.
He's been like a little Jack Russell tonight.
I mean, Tony Kloosterman must be cursing him, thinking, how can I get rid of him?
Yeah, well, you know, you would have thought Tony would be clever and go, do you know what, I've got the reverse pole here. I'm not going to go past Bob. However, Nikolai's like, if I don't go past him, I'm starting 11th. If I go past him, I'm starting first.
Yeah.
We're inside the last minute.
Okay, and this is Dale Green and Daniel Solo. Daniel Solo started stone last. Yeah, and he's up 6 places from where he started. Up at the front here. This is still going on. It's still an XVR lockout, but look, Rich Warmingham is closing on them.
They've got... I don't think they're going to get another lap.
There's this white flag, is it?
They might just make it. You've got 10 seconds.
They're in the last turn now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think they...
they just made it.
They did.
Just made it, yeah.
That's going to upset some people, I would think. Ooh. We're going to leave this just to watch what happened here. Oh, it's all happening. Everything's kicking off, Clyde. Everything all over the track. Chris Sherburn is the car in front here. Oh, and I don't even think there was contact, believe it or not. I think he's just gone round on his own.
I think the fact that Vincent stopped...
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That might have been a bit of inappropriate touching then. Oh, look at this. Kenzie's found himself a friend after all this time, Clyde.
Kenzie was quite a way ahead of Adam before the multi-21. Johnny Brandon is putting all the pressure on his hand now with Steve LaValle.
Yeah, Johnny's started to fight, properly fight. So we're going to stick with this.
A little too late.
Checker flag is out, by the way. Checker flag is out.
Yeah, and they're now going to come round and take it.
So,
great win for Steve LaValle and a 1-2-3 for XVR.
Yeah, that's tasty, that. Tyler eager, but not quite there. Oh, and that was a return of a position, Clyde.
Yeah, that, to be honest, I do like that. That was, like, I can't get past him, you have a go, and if you can't get past him, I'll have the position back.
Yeah, that was very respectful, to be fair. Something's just happened back here, but I don't know what.
Well, Rob Venn and Sam Boozing got past those two in that battle. JB's involved in it. No, JB should stay out wide.
Oh, Chris Sherman's just absolutely disappeared. He's got a pace to get back in, Clyde.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what happened there. So these are the final cars coming around. That's Ivan, Silas. Who's that wiggling about in the background? They were a lap down.
Foggy.
Yeah, so let's have a look.
Okay, so your results from the sprint race. Steve LaValle takes away the win for XVR Holden with Johnny Brandon in second, same team. Same team again, third place, Rich Warmingham. Simon Trendle in fourth for Team Chimera and Kenzie Newhoff in fifth for Hydra Race Racing Forces. Adam Wright was sixth with Tyler Newitt in seventh, Nikolai Bogotyrev eighth, Bob Woodhouse in ninth, and Tony Kloosterman rounds out your top 10. Nikolai Bier in 11th, Jamie McKnight 12th, Jamie Wilson in 13th. Finally got past Miro Hraski in 14th. And Woodward in 15th, Rob Venn 16th, Sam Boozin in 17th, Vincent Skilbeck in 18th, Chris Sherburn 19th, and Daniel Solo in 20th. 21st was Dale Green with Ivan Bowermans in 22nd, Silas Crash Vomit in 23rd with Greg Carr 24th, JB Desu was 25th, and a very, very slow Nicole Foggy in 26th.
Nothing to do with his pedals at all.
Absolutely nothing. He was that
Nothing.
slow. He got lapped 14 times. Well, that was all action, Pete, as we usually get in the sprint race. Leads well to the feature sprint race. But
Yeah.
looks like a very good track for these cars, if not a little bit tricky to overtake, maybe.
I think people need to first sort out their off tracks. We saw quite a few getting slowdowns, and that seems to be a race defining thing. What we also need to do is figure out where you want to be on the track. There was quite a few like independent lines through corners. I think who was it we saw closing up really rapidly? Was it Nicolai Bier on Tony? I think it was. He needs to sort out his approach to that corner. Maybe he can be a bit more competitive as a result of that. I feel bad because I missed Jamie Wilson's overtake after he sat behind him for so many laps, and then eventually got past and I missed it. So apologies, Jamie. It was a frantic race, and you're right. This next one's not going to be any slower, is it? It's going to be another sprint race. Either that, or everybody's going to try and no stop it, and it's going to be the most boring race you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, I think on them lines, I think it really depends on what's around you. The long sweeping turns. Obviously, the later you can turn in, the more chance you've got of trying to straight line the corner, diamond to the corner,
Yeah.
trying to get a better exit. But you can't do that if there's a car too close behind you, because they're just going to say thank you very much and disappear down the inside.
Yeah, and I think, well, Simon Trendle's going to be doing maths right now, isn't he? He's going to be saying, well, I was, 60 points behind Johnny? I've just lost a bag full of points to him. All right, he didn't win. His own teammate stopped that. But for the title, he's going to want to do something serious in this race, right?
Yeah, but it's double points, isn't it? The feature race over the sprint race.
It is. It is.
You can make it up with interest as well.
Mm-hmm.
What's Johnny's going to be starting 9th?
Yeah.
So he's getting towards the danger zone, where
He gets
anything
swallowed
can
by the
happen
cars
at the
behind.
start of the race.
Yeah.
We've seen it so many times.
Yeah. And
Uh,
Tyler knew it as well. He was only like 18 points behind Simon at the start of this. He's going to be itching to get off the line, get some positions under his belt, maybe. Anything like that, really. We've got Simon Trendle on track at the moment. I think Nicole Foggy's on track just to test his equipment. We saw him wiggling across the line at the end of the last race. That was him doing the little shimmy thing. Hopefully he's got his pedals sorted out. It looks fairly centered from what I can see here.
Yeah, I don't think it was pedal problems. It was literally
Was it whiskey?
Not clearing the slowdown.
All right.
And getting a black flag. So the different. Don't get me wrong. The drivers are not going to treat it any differently. It's going to be a 60-minute sprint race, but 60 minutes is a long race. We think we saw some drivers struggling there with tyres at the end. We also, it looks like the undercut could possibly work here, but you're going to be struggling at the end of the race. We've seen it's very, very easy to make a mistake. It's very, very easy to pick up a slowdown. So, I don't know. To me, Pete, it's going to be one of those it's not over till the fat lady sings races.
Yes, yeah. It's going to be right to the end. Clyde, we've had a compliment on the chat.
Yeah,
I think it's our first ever. I'm not sure.
Yeah, obviously.
Is he drunk?
Very, very, very drunk.
Very drunk, Lemieux. Very drunk. Said there's some good commentary. We seem to pick up all the action.
Yeah, it must be
pissed.
watching another stream, but commenting on ours or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure,
Oh,
you know,
look, Clyde, look, this is the pit lane entry. It's miles.
yeah, I'm sure, you know, just to help the Mew out that, you know, if he did mean it and we was really, really good on that race, we'll probably cock it all up for race 2, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, he says these blisters are fart. Snorting too. Brilliant. Love it. Join us every week if you're gonna have comments like that. That's perfect for us.
He's off his tits.
And he must be. So yeah, pit lane, massive. Do you really want to take that massive amount of time to get through? What's that going to be? A few tyres and a thimble full of fuel, Clyde?
Well, it is going to be a thimble full of fuel. You're right. You know, our inside information was slightly wrong because
yeah, it was.
they did say that we was going to have 22 laps in that race, and they got over the line with about a second to spare. But race 2, 43, 44 laps, very short fill. Possible to save, but not sure the tyres would like it. Pitting as early as lap 6 and as late as lap 38.
Yeah, I mean, you look at how long that pit lane is. You can see it just above what we're looking at now, and then there's the rejoin there. It's quite a long way under restriction. Is it worth it?
Massive pit window, isn't it?
It is. It's huge.
We are not going to know what is going on.
No.
There will be lots of guessing.
There's always guessing. We don't know what's going on at the best of times, Clive.
There will be lots of wrong guesses. But if we have enough guesses, at least one of them will be right. And we can then go, see, we told you.
We've done that before. Yeah. And we have no shame whatsoever.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah. Oh dear! I mean,
yeah,
look,
I
this last turn's immense. Oh, here we go. So who is that? That's Adam going into pit road. So he's practicing. He's practicing pit lane entry, as did Tyler. So I think the BSTV boys are doing the pit stop.
I don't think anybody's gonna not do it. If I'm brutally honest,
is the tyres worth too much?
I think so. I think whatever you lose in the pit lane, you're going to gain and some with the new tyres.
Interesting.
It's just, for me, it's when, not if.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see the undercut anymore, do you, in V8s? It used to be really prominent, and I've not seen it for a long time take effect.
You know, it can be. It's track dependent. There's a lot of factors that come into it. You know, tyre degradation.
Mm-hmm.
Noticed I didn't say the DEG word.
You better not, right? Because that was in Garage 101.
So, you know, if that's massive, then the undercut works. You know, a small pit lane helps. I don't know. Somebody's going to try it tonight. I just, you know, it's a new track. Nobody knows. It's just got to be worth having a go. Even, you know, someone in the mid pack, you know, have a go.
Look, everyone.
Right then, I'll run us through our starting grid for round 15 at Rudskogen. We don't know if that's the right way to say it or not. We're looking for some Norwegian people to tell us. So, Tony Klusterman will lead us away for NQR. Bob Woodhouse will go off second for NQR Europe. And Nikolai Bogotyrev, also for NQR Europe, will go off third, with Tyler Newitt fourth for BSTV Esports Green. Adam Wright will go off fifth, with Kenzie New off sixth. Seventh will be Simon Trendle. Eighth, Rich Warmingham. Ninth will be Johnny Brandon for XVR Holden. Steve Lavallee, your race winner for the sprint race, will go off 10th. Nikolai Bier will go off 11th. 12th will be Jamie McKnight. So that's quite a good starting position for him. 13th will be Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Mira Hraski will go off 14th. 15th will be Ant Woodward. If you pay me enough money, I'll show you his feet in the next race. 16th will be Rob Venn for BSTV Esports Green. For BSTV Esports Pink, Sam Boozen will go off 17th. 18th will be Vincent Skilbeck. 19th will be Chris Sherman. 20th will be Daniel Solo. 21st will be Dale Green. Ivan Bowmans will go off 22nd. Silas Crash Vomit will go off 23rd. 24th will be, it's just moved on me, Greg Carr. JB Dejoux will go off 25th. And Nicole Foggy, bad as he is, will go off 26th.
Yeah, and he's already got his excuses in for race 2 as well.
Has he really?
So, yeah.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
So I'd love to say, folks, that, you know, this is the feature race. Everybody will be a lot calmer. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah, that's not happening. This is an utter sprint. What's the blimp cam like from here? Rubbish.
Okay, so lights are about to come on.
Now revs are up.
Here we go. Lights are on.
Green flag, green flag.
And we're green.
Oh, there's movement at the back. There's movement further back, but we're going to watch the front for now.
Simon Trendle got away. I know that.
It's like the NQR race. What's going on here? Yeah, Simon Trendle.
Woodhouse has took the lead from Tony Kloosterman.
He has. And rapidly too. Who's that on the outside there? That's Adam Wright.
Yeah.
Taking 3rd place. There's a lot going on through here. This is where we saw incidents in the previous race. I think that was Tyler Newitt getting past Simon, and Simon's holding the position at the minute. That's Steve LaValle, who we know is rapid, obviously, just behind them, and then Johnny Brandon.
Yeah, Johnny Brandon lost a few places off the start.
He did, yeah. We're going to have to go and have a look at that.
While you have a look at that, I'm going to have a look at my cake.
What have you got?
Don't know. It's got raspberries on it.
It's got fruit on it.
Yeah, I'll put that on.
How healthy are you?
You know it, mate.
Tyler defending against Steve LaValle and doing a good job of it, to be fair. He's kept that nice and tight as we watch everybody else, the rest of the field coming through behind. Lots and lots of racing here. Is that Foggy with damage?
Yeah, looks like he's been hit from behind, maybe?
No, he's hit somebody else. Who's that? That's Daniel Solo going super wide. Nicole's got front right damage. I don't know where he's picked that up. It's not on my event tracker that I can see anyway. No, it's not on there. And he's losing positions here as Daniel Solo. Nicole Foggy not happy about that at all. Jamie Wilson through. This is little bit of hip check there from Ant Woodward. I think he's already got damage on Johnny Brandon.
Few cars out there with damage already.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few. Moving forward. Nikolai Bogatari under pressure from Tyler. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Tony with damage.
What happened there?
Gonna have to watch that one, folks. It's a turn 1/2, and he's lost like 8 positions, 9 positions, 10 positions. So he's gone in. Oh, hang on. That looked like they were very far apart.
See that? Could be wheel on wheel contact.
It could be, yeah. Oh, yeah. There was definitely contact there. Ooh, and he's clipped Simon Trendle on the way through there. I think, has he No, he hasn't gone to the pits, but he's way down the field now. 16 positions he's lost there. Or 17, maybe. Making his way back through a little bit now with Sam Boozen behind him, so that's the end of Tony's race. Once Sam gets hold of him. Everybody filing through here. And there is Tony with Sam in tow.
Always a worrying statement.
Yeah. Nikolai Bogotarev under masses of pressure from Rich warming him now. All Rich needs to do is stay off the brakes just a little bit longer and he'll have this position. Can he do it? That's a lovely bit of car control, Clyde. That's awesome.
It's just so hard to hang around the outside.
Yes, inside line is absolutely optimal. That was a lovely overtake. That's driver of the meeting stuff, that. Adam Wright has moved forward just.
Yeah, he's in the hunt for the win.
He really is as well, and this will do his championship. No harm at all. He's currently in 5th. He's not that far off 4th, and arguably he's not that far off 3rd either, which is Tyler, his own teammate. So all going on well for Adam Wright at the moment. Tyler's doing all right as well, mind. But he has the super fast Steve LaValle behind him. And lots of lines going into that first turn. Oh, stacked up there, stacked up. Rich Warman, no, Nikolai. That was stacked everybody up behind him. And then taking a defensive line. Tyler's not going to be happy about that, I don't think.
No, well, he was just slow on the apex, wasn't he?
Yeah. Slurs Clyde with a mouthful of whatever cake he's eating right now. What happened just then? Something happened. Something bizarre happened, Clyde. This has never been seen before. This has to be Tony crashing, right? So yeah, epically wide from Tony, and I think that'll end up being a slowdown. But Sam Boozen gets a position, Clyde. Never been seen before, that. That's like seeing a unicorn.
Only through others' mistakes.
We are terrible, aren't we? I could hear crashing just then, but there's nothing on my event tracker. Nicole Foggy has passed Dale Green, but it's so far down the Cooper that we're not going to go and look at it. Oh, Johnny Brandon really piling on the pressure to Nikolai Bier. Even Johnny Brandon getting a bit of wheel spin coming out turn 2 there, Clyde. No.
Well, you know, we've seen how feisty Nikolai is tonight.
Yeah, he's very good. Very good. Very on it. Must have done plenty of practice. So those four are sorting themselves out. Back here, this is messy. This is very messy. This is why we do reverse grids. All of this lot are just duking it out. Look at this, Clyde. Johnny Brandon's mired in the middle of this at the moment. This is lap 6. Do you think he'll... No, I was going to say, do you think he'll pit and try and get out of the way and get himself some free track, but...
Yeah, Johnny is in the danger zone, isn't he, at the moment?
I would say so, yeah. And he's been here before, and earlier on in the season he came a cropper because of this. Kenzie knew off both under pressure and pressurising at the same time. Oh, a bit Got a bit deep into there, but that'll be a good line out of the corner in theory. It is. Means he can pull up onto the back of Adam Wright, who is now your race leader. We need to see that. Yeah, something happened here. We're going to have a quick look at it. Bob Woodhouse leaving that corner there. Ooh.
It was like he tipped it in and had to get out of it straight away.
Yep, so he gifted the lead to Adam Wright there. This is super busy here. Look at this.
Yeah, Kenzie takes the lead. Adam Wright down to third.
Yeah. Second now. He's managing to defend against Simon. 5 for the lead here, Clyde. This is intense.
These two have had some battles, haven't they, over the last couple of seasons?
Very much so, yeah. And we got Steve Lavalle's joined this front group now. He's sat on the back of it, waiting for Bob Woodhouse to do something wrong.
That's Rich Warmingham.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, it is. Sorry. My apologies. Yeah, sorry. Who did I say? Steve Lavalle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's heading off the group behind. Sorry, yeah, that's my problem.
He'll be there soon.
Yeah, probably, yeah, because we've seen how rapid he is. He's now leaving this group of about 7 or 8 cars to join the front group. Rob Venn. Oh, Rob Venn on Miro. That has to be Jamie Wilson just ahead, because he's not going to be that far from Miro ever, is he? Oh, dear me. Is Rob going to stay with that? Rob's got a bowling ball behind him, Clyde.
Yep, you can see the finger holes in his car.
Uh-oh.
Retribution from Vincent coming up.
We missed this. We missed this. Do you remember what I said last lap?
I can see he's in the pits, mate.
Yep. He's decided, I'm not having any of this slowing me up. I'm going to get myself some fresh rubber and do them later on in the race. I think that that is a good tactic. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah.
Ooh, Adam. Adam's in a different county right now. Sorry, carry on.
I think that's a calculated risk from Johnny. I don't think he liked where he was, what was around him. So yeah, get in, get some fresh rubber, pile in some fast laps, and hope you're somewhere in the mix when it all shakes down.
I'm surprised that Nicole hasn't done the same as Adam Wright tries to counter that move by Johnny Brandon. Steve Lavallee absolutely slinging it through turn 1 and into turn 2. Nicole Foggy still trying to... Oh, he's got Tony Clouston in front of him now. It was Dale Green, wasn't it? As I was watching. Adam Wright, where's he going to come out? He's set off now. Johnny Brandon, I can't see him yet.
He's just coming across the start-finish line.
There he is. So Johnny's going to take over.
I don't think he will.
Is he? Or not? Is he? It's not going to be that much in his mind.
No, he's closed the gap, but it's a bit of an easy run out of the pit lane once you're round that final bit of the corner.
Yeah, true.
I just worry for these guys at the end what their tyres are going to be like.
Yeah, big risk, big risk. Oh, hang on. Who's that? That's Rob Venn. It's Rob Venn. My timing screen says that everybody passed Rob Venn, so it has to be him. Because he looped it on his own. Yep,
Yeah.
he has, yep. He's not hit anything, so score.
No damage.
There's a few visitors to pit road at the moment. Simon Trendle being one of them, and Tony Klusterman being the other.
Well, Tony's not surprising, is he? Because he had a lot of damage.
Yeah. Steve Valley still chasing down Bob Woodhouse here. Further back, Miro Haraski with Jamie Wilson in front of him and the bowling ball behind him. It's quite a good line from Sam, to be honest. Like way further back is this mess. Oh my dear. Ooh. And then look, this is Rob Venn after a spin. Daniel Solo and Ivan Batmans. Sorted themselves out now. That was a bit tasty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just looking. Nikolai still up there in 7th. Warmingham and LaValle are very close now.
Hang on, I'm on it. There we go. Yeah, they've been kind of holding station like that for a while. We got Bob Woodhouse blocking them off at the moment, and Kenzie Newhoff is gapping the field, Clyde, 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, well, Steve LaValle's reeled in. He was 2.5 seconds behind Rich Warmingham.
Yep. Yeah, he was. True. Just hold that in pretty quick. Miro put himself at risk there. The bowling ball had a better line through the first. Sorry, I've just seen the mute. Is laughing at my use of the word bowling ball. Vincent taking a much wider line through there. And we'll get good drive, but there's not enough straight, is there? You're into the twisty bits too quickly.
If you're going to insist on calling him the bowling ball, should we rename him to Brunswick Boozing?
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God, he nearly did as well. Oh, he nearly did. Oh. Oh. Oh dear, that's funny. So, this is Rich Warmingham in a Bob Woodhouse Steve LaValle sandwich. Where are we? Way back down here, we've got JB, who I think he's just been overtaken by Simon Trendle after his pit stop. After Simon's pit stop, by the way. Is JB not racing BSTV Blue for this series yet?
No, because
still Shriners at the minute, yeah?
Yeah, you can't change teams midway through a season.
Ah, right, yeah. Oh, that's a good lunge. This is a good lunge. Oh, look at that. Have a bit of that. That is Bob Woodhouse and Steve LaValle through in 2 corners. Oh, nearly. Not quite yet.
Yeah, no, he's not got it done, has he?
No, he's not got it done. That was close, though. Ooh.
Well, that's brought Tyler into this battle as well.
Yeah. He'll be fuel... I get the feeling he'll be fuel saving. I really do. Although he's so far up the field, I can't believe he is. Dale Green to pit road.
So which Warmingham has now got to go after Kenzie? What have you found?
Found more than one thing. Can you see that in the distance up ahead of you? Oh, maybe not yet. Oh my
Oh.
word, that is violent. That was weird.
Yeah, that was very similar to the Bob Woodhouse one.
Yeah, it was. And then we had this going on. So I don't know where these two will eventually come out, but this could be the fight for the lead, Clyde.
Could be, yeah. I'm not convinced.
No? Ooh.
Wiggle Johnny. Door rub.
Anybody that thinks that V8 racing is not exciting needs to have a word with themselves, because look at this. Has he done it or not?
Yeah.
He needs to just sort himself out. I don't know, because the next turn is a right-hander and he's offline. I know we're still on replay, but I daren't go alive until I've seen the end of this. Oh, was that contact?
It's possibly a rub.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to go back to live and find out where they're at in a minute. Look at this pile of cars.
Yeah, Brunswick's in a battle as well.
The Mia says Kenzie might owe Bob a beer after this.
You got Miro, Brunswick, Vincent, and now Nicole Foggy joining the back.
Yeah, this is heated.
Ooh.
Whoa, what is going on there?
Again.
And Foggy getting squirrely as well. Oh, two into the pits at the same time. I don't think Foggy planned on that, did he? In fact, we've got Nikolai Bogotarev in front of them as well.
Warby going to be starting to chip away at the lead.
It's a big lead though, really, isn't it? 3 seconds.
Yeah.
For a V8 race, I mean.
We're only 21 minutes in. Yeah, Foggy's gone.
As in, what?
He's disconnected.
Has he? Right, okay. Is he going to come and join us in the chat or not?
No, something to do with his brother and dinner or something.
Oh, really? Right, okay.
Brunswick boozing can't find a way past Miro Brasky yet.
No. Jamie Wilson
in the pit.
Sorry, yeah, we both got there at the same time on that one. Certain corners, Brunswick looks really quick, doesn't he?
He's very good on the brakes, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I think the quicker entry is ruining his exit.
So these two come back out after their pit stops together again, which is Vincent and Nikolai. How long does it take to eat haggis anyway? Surely he can be back on. It's only mince, isn't it?
Brunswick really putting the pressure on now. Miro going defensive.
Oh, he is, and he did a good job there of being defensive, to be honest. He took the defensive line, stopped it on the apex, and there was nowhere for Brunswick to go. I like the way that old man O'Connor says they like that in Dundee, like there's regionality to Scotland. It's only as big as one of our counties, I think.
Tyler's in and Brunswick is in.
So, field has broken up a little bit since the pit stops. This is Adam Wright catching Ivan Batmans. You can see Johnny Brandon just there in the foreground of your picture. Tyler Newitt coming out, and he's going to be in a decent position here, Clyde. So there's no fuel saving there, so those practice runs in the warm-up session were legit.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where Johnny and Adam are once all the pit stops are done.
Yeah, I mean, they are line astern at the minute-ish.
But I just think they've set themselves up for a whole world of hurt at the end of the race.
Could be. Simon Trundle has come out of the pits in front of them. He pitted a lap or two after them. Obviously, Johnny was the very first into pit road on lap 8. Didn't want a bar of what was going on. Greg Carr has elected to pit the car. We are on lap 90. Not yet halfway, folks. 25.5 minutes gone nearly.
Yeah, we've got one driver in double figures on incidents.
Not a surprise, to be honest. I think there's certain corners on this track that it's so easy to pick them up. I think it's a bit like Spa used to be. Vincent Skilbeck closing in on Nikolai quite rapidly now. Oh my word.
That was looked like a hard hit there.
It was. I don't know who it was even. Oh, it was Tony. Hey. I don't know what's happened there. I know he's had a lot of snow in his region. Maybe he, oh, he's done the same thing as JB.
Yeah. A hard hit. No,
it was just a scuff. Just a scuff. I was going to make a snow joke then, but it didn't amount to much.
Yeah, snow joke.
Snow joke at all. So, who are we waiting to pit stop from? Well, the top 6, and then Miro and Rob Venn, who are into pit road now.
I think they pitted about an hour ago, because that was a replay.
It wasn't an hour, it was about 3 seconds. So, you can shut your face and keep eating cake. Ivan and JB still owe us a pit stop, but the top 6 are out in front. Simon Trendle is your provisional race leader. Your actual race leader is Kenzie Newhoff.
Yeah, I think in Kenzie's position you've got to go long, haven't you?
He's shown his hand now, hasn't he? He's got to go. He's got open track in front of him, which is good for him. We've seen him in open track before, as Bob Woodhouse pits. So in the top 5 now, we have Kenzie, not pitted, who leads by 2 seconds over Rich Warmingham. He, in turn, has a 2-second lead over Steve Lavalley. Race 1, or Heat 14, or whatever we call this. Winner, and then Jamie McKnight, who's doing a great job tonight. 5.5 seconds back down the road, ahead of Nikolai Pierre, who's closing in on him quite quickly now. And then our...
Oh, there was another in-car car round there.
Who was that?
I didn't see who it was, but it was behind these guys, so could have been Nikolai or Ant.
I think it was Nikolai. Oh, that's weird. That is really weird. That's the strangest thing. I know this thing's got a spooled rear axle, so if you gas it too much, it's going to turn on you. But that one was quite violent, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was looked like too hard on the brakes. I think JB in front may have had a wiggle and it may have spooked him.
Right. Now this is odd. So this is Adam Wright chasing Tyler.
Tyler's tyres are going to be a lot fresher.
Yep. Tyler pitted on lap 17, Adam pitted on lap 9, so yeah, significant difference in tyre life there. That's very strange. Not sure. Is that just him letting him go because he's faster?
No, whether that was a
That was weird.
error which then made him get out of the way.
Bowling ball on Tony Klusterman. You can see they're all twitchy coming off that last turn, aren't they?
Yeah.
Steve LaValle to the pits. Steve LaValle to the pits. There's only four. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, I can imagine this is a nightmare track to get a decent setup.
Yeah.
To it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a clockwise circuit, but there's plenty of left-handers, if you know what I mean. So that's going to affect the way that you camber the car. And then lots and lots of heavy stops and heavy acceleration points. Not unusual on the track, I suppose. But not that many straights to cool everything down again. So yeah, I think you're right. I think this is going to be a strange one to create a setup for. Ivan into pit road for his scheduled stop. Top four have not pitted, along with JB Dejoux, who is on the outside of the turn there, getting lapped. He's fine with that though. Steve LaValle making his way out of pit road.
An hour ago.
Oh no, really? Oh yeah. Oops. Rich Warmingham into pit road. Current.
So yeah, just the top three left then.
Yeah, Nikolai Bier has been close to Jamie McKnight for quite a long time. Bob Woodhouse. He pitted on lap 20, so 4 laps ago. Adam Wright in front of him pitted on lap 9, so I think the tyre difference there is going to be significant.
Yeah, Rich Warmingham has just pipped Johnny Brandon coming out of the pits.
Yeah, it really has, only just as well. That's pretty close. So, again, big gap in the tyres. Lap 23 for Rich Warmingham, lap 8, the very first car to pit for Johnny Brandon. Only 3 to show us a pit stop now, which is Kenzie, Jamie and Nikolai Bier. JB Dejoux is now in pit road for his scheduled stop.
And Nikolai's just got past Jamie McKnight.
Yes, let's have a look at that, because he was about a second back from him, or just under. So he's already closed up at this point.
Yeah, maybe a mistake from Jamie.
Super deep into turn 2.
Yeah, and wide, and stayed wide.
Sorry, not turn 2, last corner that was. So
Are these front three, front three haven't pitted, have they? Are they
no,
going
not yet.
as long as possible? What was the prediction? Maybe lap
38 or something, 36.
Yeah.
Something. Thought it was 38 maybe. Look at this, Steeple Valley under Johnny Brandon here.
Yeah,
Johnny's
that's all tyres.
Yeah, Johnny's giving him loads of room, let him go. This is the three that finished in the top spots for the sprint race. Obviously not in this order. Something's gone on here. Sam Boozen underneath Tony Kloosterman.
Yeah, Tony was very, very wide, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. There's not much in the tyres between them. Oh no, there is, sorry. I'm reading the wrong lines. Sam Boozen pitted on lap. Ooh, and then Tony's gone wide again. 17. Tony Kloosterman on lap 10. Lane O'Connor's now making excuses for Johnny. Can you see that?
Yes. Where he got damaged from.
Oh, we saw Rob Venn do this one. Oh, and exactly the same. Didn't actually hit the furniture, which is good.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they do manage to stop it there. Just a horrible place to turn the car around.
It is, isn't it? Because you're reversing into the racing line. Sam Boozen returning the favour to Tony Kloosterman, super wide. Into the end of the twisty bit.
Yeah, look who's back in there.
Miro's right on him as well. Yeah, we're event-tastic at the minute, Clyde. Everybody wants to get on the cameras for all the wrong reasons. That's a good track blocking situation. And off he goes again, Nikolai Bogotyrev.
That's a brake bias thing for Nikolai.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the second time, isn't it?
It is. You can always tell because it's kind of that slow over rotation into a corner, isn't it? You know, that just can't be countered for whatever reason. These three are very much together. Tony and Sam, neither of them won position 13. All of them think it's unlucky, whilst not Vincent, that's Miro in the background, would rather have that position. Nice tidy line there from the bowling ball. The top three still have not pitted. We are 38 minutes in. Sam having another look on the inside of Tony Kloosterman. Tony left him room, knowing that he could block off the second phase of that, didn't he, Clyde?
Yeah, it's cute defence from Tony, to be honest.
Yeah.
Leaders in. Kenzie Newhoff and Nikolai Bier. Jamie McKnight stays out. We've lost Pete.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, no, he's
Just doing cameras. Simon Trendle takes over second place. I'm interested to see when where Kenzie comes out. Is
I think he's going to drop down a little way, but his tyres are just going to be immensely grippy compared with everybody else around him.
Yeah, he's ended up out in front of Tyler in 6th place, which is his start position, funnily enough.
I think he'll make short work of Johnny.
You would assume, because hang on, I'm going to get the he's 20 laps is the difference between these sets of tyres here. This can't last long, surely. He's going to take a bit of time to get him up to temperature, obviously. And then you would expect him to fly past Johnny Brandon out of one of the corners, or into one of them. Nice defensive line from Johnny, but too much, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. Oh, he's blocked him off again.
Yeah,
it's good racing. Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
He's on the wrong side of this. Kenzie hanging it around the outside here, Clyde. No track there though. We got a bit of wheel spin on the exit at turn 2 there as well. Exciting racing though.
Meanwhile, Brunswick, Boozin and Nero have both got past Tony Clouston.
Oh. Go and find that in a minute. JB DeJuke keeps well out of the way of this battle. Wise choice.
Jamie McKnight in from the lead.
Not able to do anything about him yet though, is he? Couldn't get any nearer though. Oh, that's a lovely bit of modulated acceleration from Kenzie Newhoff.
A done deal now.
Oh, that was a lovely bit of overtaking. He's not quite got it done yet, but it will be because he's going to get huge amounts of drive off that corner with those newer tyres. That's excellent racing from Kenzie Newhoff.
Now, what happened to Nikolai Bier?
He overtook somebody and then got overtaken, I think.
Yeah, but he pitted from second and he's 19th.
Hang on. Nikolai Bier had a massive pit stop. He's had a penalty. He's had a 40-second penalty. That's speeding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that answers that one. Okay, so
Tyler next car up to Johnny.
yeah, I was just trying to find the next car. Chris Sherman keeping out of the way of everybody there. A few gaps forming in the field now.
Yeah, Simon Trendle's got a handy 3-second lead.
There is your race leader. He's got clear track ahead of him for quite a long way, Clyde. You would think there'd be no problems for him at this point. He pitted.
Yeah, we got just over 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 10, but the cars behind him pitted 13 and 12 laps after him, respectively, and they're not that far away.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that gap.
And Jamie McKnight has found himself a Jamie Wilson. This is Team Jamie. I'm going to leave you on this just while I get another beer, Clyde. I'll be back in 1 sec.
Yeah, good run for Jamie Wilson at the moment up there in 9th. So your top 10 at the moment is Simon Trendle leads the way. Then we've got Rich Warmingham, Steve LaValle, Kenzie Newhoff, Johnny Brandon are your top 5. Tyler Newitt, Adam Wright, Bob Woodhouse, Jamie Wilson and Jamie McKnight in 10th at the moment, but looking at Jamie Wilson. Jamie McKnight will have some really nice grippy tyres on there at the moment, and he's looking to make the most of them. Lead gap dips under 3 seconds for the first time. I knew it almost within striking distance of Johnny Brandon now.
Wow.
.8 seconds the lead and coming down very slowly. 13 minutes left. I knew it almost on the back of Johnny Brandon. Yeah, they're still in the same order. Tyler Newitt has caught Johnny Brandon.
He has as well, and that's rapid. That was quite a big gap not that long ago. And it's reducing quite quick now as well. I mean, it must be difficult to handle that car for Johnny.
Yeah, he's still difficult to overtake though, isn't he?
He always will be, I think.
This is just proved with Kenzie. Took Kenzie a few laps to get past.
Yeah. Now, the two Jamies are closing in on Ivan. Ooh, and Ivan had no choice but to be on the racing line there. Such is his right to be, and I thought Jamie had lost control then. But not the case. All navigated through quite effectively. I think that Tyler would have a pop here somewhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tyler can go any further forward, so, you know, he's got 11 minutes to get this done, so I don't think he needs to do anything too drastic.
No. Two teammates closing in here. This is Nikolai closing in on Ant Woodward. 1 lap difference in the tyres. Going to have to go back to Team Jamie. I mean, this is similar, isn't it? Once these are done, they've got 7.5 seconds to, who is that? Bob Woodhouse?
Tyler's just backed off with Johnny. I don't know if he's cooling stuff down.
We have seen him do that before, so it wouldn't be too much of a surprise. Right at the front, that 3.2 second lead is now down to 2.6 seconds, call it. So that is coming down slowly.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming down quick enough at the moment.
No, and this looks like a done deal. I'm just going to eat some crisps, so apologies. I'm very hungry.
It's alright, we're having them as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, Chris saying it could have been a slowdown for Tyler.
Oh, true.
But either way, I expect him to get back onto Johnny's boot fairly rapidly. We still don't know what's going to go on with Johnny's tyres, do we?
No, true.
He's been on this set of tyres a very, very long time, as has Adam Wright as well.
Something I hadn't noticed there is the amount of damage on Ant Woodward's car.
The view is asking what flavour crisps. Pete's a bit gay, so it's probably beetroot and celery or something like that.
Cheese and onion. Although beetroot and celery, that does sound good.
You can just see in your inset picture there, Ant Woodward's very deformed ear.
So deformed he has to cover it up with something massive like those cans. Oh, nice. Good defending there from Ant Woodward.
We did also ask him to put the anti-glare lotion on his head.
You're not one to talk really though, are you?
I've got loads of hair.
Yeah, but nowhere near your head. You gonna do that shout out while I'm eating?
Shout out for Ella and Logan if you're watching. Hope you're enjoying the racing.
So, 8 minutes to go. The lead is definitely coming down.
Yeah, it's still just over 2 seconds, isn't it?
Yep. So they're taking about 4/10 out in 2 laps. Not enough, is it, yet?
No, but again, I'm still worried about these tyres. I think Simon Trendle's probably doing some sort of job on the timing screen and just driving not as fast as he can, but fast enough so that that gap's not coming down too quickly. Trying to preserve whatever tyre life he's got.
Yeah, the fastest car on track is actually Stephen Valley in 3rd, catching his own teammate. I don't think it's going to be that long before he gets there either. With 6 minutes to go-ish. Don't forget, folks, we are sponsored by Simability, who make sim racing accessible to those who are less fortunate than some of the rest of us. Do go and check out their website.
Can confirm that Ellen and Logan are watching, as well as the dog.
Ah, what's the dog called?
I do know the answer to this, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. I think I should know this as well. Chris Sherman keeping out of the way of Jamie and Jamie. Rob then closing in on Tony Klusterman rapidly. 9 laps.
Too rapidly then.
Yeah, a little bit. 9 laps, younger tyres for Rob Venn. This is the Jamies still going on here. Further forward, Tyler.
4.5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. Tyler's not eating into the Johnny Brandon gap that much now, is he?
No, you would guess that the tyres have levelled a bit.
Yeah. There's usually a quick drop off and then it plateaus, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this was very recent.
Ooh.
Wow, you don't normally see that from Tony, do you?
No.
That's a car that's spat back, if you know what I mean.
Is that tyres? When Tony picked lap 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Chris Jackson says he must be worried about the snowstorm. I wouldn't be surprised. It sounds horrific in Canada at the moment.
I'd be more worried about Rob then.
Oh, and he should be, because I think that's deal done now. It was literally just as I flicked the camera over that it was finished.
Yeah, Tyler is all over the back of Johnny Brandon at the moment.
Yep, that's going to be very soon, I think. Something will happen. Tony tried to defend as much as he could. Couldn't defend enough.
Inside the last 3 minutes. Lead gap under 1.5 seconds.
Yep, 1.4 and dropping, but is it going to be dropping sufficiently? 2 laps, I reckon. What do you think?
Yeah, it's Simon Trendle's to lose, isn't it? I think he's got enough in the bag.
Steve Lavalle's closing in on Rich Warmingham, but I don't think he's going to argue too much. Tyler not yet able to do anything with Johnny. Jamie and Jamie as they were. Rob Venn chasing Ant Woodward still. This is the close. Oh, it's not the closest anymore. The Jamie battle is now the closest. Keep an eye on it. Ivan seems to be catching JB rapidly now as well, way further back, a lap down. It's because they're in traffic, they're getting lapped by others. Oh, JB's got no front, didn't see that one. No, it's because it's just happened, that's why. Back to here. Oh!
He's trying.
He really is, that was so close. Oh, and Steve Lavallee is just taking over from Rich Warmingham into second. I bet that was a let go because there was not much in it. Old man O'Connor trying to dream up something for XVR propaganda says that Rich Warmingham is short on fuel. Oh, what was that?
Oh, I think Tyler just nudged the back of Johnny but blowed up and let him go again.
Let him go, yep. So we'll leave that one for a minute because we need to watch this one. Rich Warmingham is so low on fuel he's had to let Kenzie go. So that's 3 seconds he's dropped in a lap. Rich Warmingham must be letting off at ridiculous levels in this car now. Oh, he's out of fuel. He's switching the engine off, Clyde. He's that low.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah. Right, so these guys aren't going to be that far behind once they catch him. They're only a couple of corners behind him now.
Well, this is the final lap.
Yep. We're over the minute mark, so Simon Trendle halfway round the lap. These guys a quarter of the way into the lap. Ooh. Rob Venn, everybody's fighting now. You can tell it's the last lap. Oh, dearie me. Rob Venn nearly getting it done on Ant Woodward. He's kind of got it done. Kind of.
Back to the inside.
Yeah, there's a fight behind as well, even though that's not for position.
Checkett
is out.
Trendle has taken the win.
Oh, sorry.
Missed that one. Second, Kenzie Newhoff third.
This is the battle for fourth. No, fifth. Sorry, fifth. Tyler's gone extracurricular. Not managed to do it yet. Sorry, there was too much to watch. Team Jamie has finished as it was. Wilson ahead of McKnight. And then back here somewhere is still a battle raging, which is what we were watching before. Rob Venn and Woodward. Tony Kloostam and Nikolai Pierre all together, really. Well, maybe not Nikolai. Nikolai's way back. He's just crashed, that's why. He was with this battle and then he's crashed. And that's going to finish as was. We'll just watch what happened to Nikolai because he was right on this group at one point. He's already had one issue before this. Oh.
Yeah, I think
similar to...
Yeah, maybe just a couple of mil on the grass there.
Yeah. I don't think Tony's happy with his finishing position. From what I just heard on the chat.
Daniel Solo is the picture.
I don't know how he's ended up there, but I'm going to go and find out because that's hilarious to go back to live and see that. Oh, Ivan getting it squirrely in the background there out of the last turn on the last lap, and then Ant Woodward has decided he's having a bit of this and a short stop and up onto the barrier like that. So that's hilarious. Wow, that was a frantic finish, I think, Clyde.
Yeah, good win by Simon Trendle. But yeah, I think Johnny Brandon did really, really well on those old tyres, as did Adam Wright to some extent. But yeah, I think a couple of cracking races tonight, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers, some bits of it. Very, very clean racing, though. Very little car-to-car incidents, which is always what we expect from this group of racing drivers. Very, very great racing. In fact, that's Simon Trindle getting pushed. I thought, what's going on here? This is weird. And Vincent and Co are all giving Simon a shove back to the pits, which is always nice to see. Good camaraderie in this league, that's something else. I've been doing him no favours, just parking his car right in front of him. Hilarious. Right, so, where are we going here? This one, and then this one. So, your race winner of the feature race is Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. He finished ahead of Steve Lavallee in second for XVR Holden, and Kenzie Newhoff, who rounds out the podium in third for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Fourth was Rich Warmingham. Fifth was Johnny Brandon. Sixth was Tyler Newitt. Seventh, Adam Wright. Eighth was Bob Woodhouse. Jamie Wilson finished ninth ahead of the other half of Team Jamie in 10th. Vincent Skillback in 11th, with 12th being Bowling Ball. 13th, Miro Hraski. Greg Carr finished 14th. Nikolai Bogotarev in 15th, with Rob Venn in 16th. 17th was Ant Woodward. 18th was Tony Klusterman. Nikolai Bier finished 19th, with Dale Green in 20th. 21st was Chris Sherman. JB Dejoux finished 22nd, with Ivan Batmans in 23rd. And then Nicole Foggy, I always want to say Nikolai, I don't know why, didn't finish, nor did Daniel Solo, nor did Silas Crash Vomit.
Okay. So, yeah, I think as we were saying, I think they were a couple of fantastic races, to be fair. It, I don't know, is that a good track for the V8s? I think it is, to be honest.
I think it's as good as Winton was, and
Yeah,
as good as Sandown was. I really do. I think it's got all the features really of a track which would be good for the V8s. It just sells itself for it really. Good straights, a couple of really fast straights gives people a chance to catch up, get in the slipstream. Very heavy braking zones, separates the good breakers from the poorer breakers, and exits that lead onto other corners is always going to be a good mix, isn't it? And you can say
yeah.
surely every track's like that, but no, this one's a bit more condensed. I really like it. I think for a track I've never heard of before iRacing published it, I think it's a really good addition to the service.
Yeah, most definitely. Right, let's get these interviews underway and let's bring in our sprint race winner and second place in the feature race, Steve Lavallee. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, hello.
Hello. You're very quiet. I don't know if that's you living on Mars or whether you can do something with your volume at your end, but you certainly seem to get to grips with this track better than anybody else tonight.
Is that any better? The volume?
Yeah.
Well, I can hear you, and that's the most important thing.
That's all that matters. Yeah, I don't know really. I can't. I don't know where that's come from.
Well, I wouldn't say it's winning races is something that we've seen you do before, and we've certainly seen you up in those top positions on numerous occasions. But let's take the sprint race for instance. You know, you're ahead. Your teammate Johnny is behind you. Everybody watching, me and Pete, all thought, Johnny's just saving his stuff. You're using your stuff up, and 2 or 3 laps from the end, he's going to breeze past you, and it's game over. But you had the pace over him, didn't you?
We've been close all through the practice rooms, and yeah, it was tough out there because at times he was like, "Steve, don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake," and it's like, oh. So the pressure was on, and it was tough. So yeah, I'm pleased with the result. I think we are doing okay around there. All three of us. Rich was flying as well as Johnny. So yeah, no, I'm happy. I don't know if
Yeah.
it'll continue, but we'll see.
And you know, obviously, feature race, reverse top 10, starting from 10th position. Managed to get yourself all the way up to second. Possibly helped by a bit of underfueling from Rich, but you got to take it while it's there, haven't you?
Yeah, Rich was short on fuel. I think he just made it over the line, so he waved me through. And also, John, I think he had a bit of damage, so he also just let me through to try and chase. So, yeah, no, I can't be more happy. It's probably the best result I've ever had in the V8. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, you were certainly the class of the field tonight, and also, you know, big points for you and big points for XVR as well. So, congratulations on that. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, just to you guys, really, Simability, and obviously all my teammates and everyone that participates in the league. It's really, really good.
Excellent. Well, great racing from you tonight. Congratulations on your win and your second place. And don't be a stranger to the booth. Let's hope this form continues. Steve LaValley.
Yeah, I was told I have to come in. Now, with a podium, I have to come in. It's part of the rules, apparently. So, yeah.
Well, you're welcome whenever, mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Okay, my flushy wasn't working then.
Oh.
Right, for you, Pete, let's bring in feature race winner Simon Trindle. He was shocking in the sprint race in 4th position.
Good evening, Simon. How are you doing?
Shocking, 4th.
I think that might have been a little bit of a wind up. But
It's me and 3 XPR cars in this race.
pretty much, yeah. That is exactly what we saw in the first race, to be honest. It was a bit of a struggle trying to eat into the lead that they etched out for themselves, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard to pass around here.
You did close in at the very end, though, didn't you? You closed right up on the back of Rich Warmingham.
Yeah, I hadn't given myself about 2 slowdowns on the same corner in 2 laps in a row, and cost myself 2.5 seconds. So, yeah, there's not much I could have done there. I think I'd have just stuck behind them anyway, no matter what I did. So, yeah, I did my best. It was my poor qualifying that caused me problems there more than anything.
Right, okay. Because, yeah, you're probably right, because in the feature race, you set away, pitted on lap 10, which was pretty early given the rest of the field. It seemed to come in chunks, to be honest. There was a series of pit stops around about lap 15, and then another series of pit stops around 22, and then another about 28. Some people left it very, very late. Your strategy seemed to pop you out just ahead of everybody enough that you could maintain a 3-second gap for a while, and then it started to close in as Steve and Kenzie started eating away at that lead. But you had enough in the tank and enough in the locker in order to keep that going. But we saw you getting pushed onto pit road at the end.
Yeah, I ran out of fuel on the inlet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't really want to pit that early if I could help it. The reason I did is because I knew Johnny had pitted. In this case, of well, I better cover him off. I didn't realize he was quite that far back. But
Right.
yeah, I mean the other reason was I was right behind Kenzie by that point. It was a case of, well, Kenzie's going to fight me really hard for this, because so it's either I do that or I pit and then suffer at the end. So I suffered at the end, and that was luckily just enough to hold off. I don't know what happened to Rich, because he was the one chasing me down, and he went back to 4th in the end. So yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember if anything significant happened to him. But
running out of fuel.
Oh no, he ran out of fuel. That's right. Sorry, I'm very stupid. Yeah, he ran his tank dry. We joined him as he was switching the engine off in order to try and maintain some sort of track position by the end of the race. But yeah, Jamie, not as successful as you tonight. Up 4 places from his finish in the first race in 9th, which means he finished in 13th. Was that a lack of practice round Rudskogen? I'm still gonna try and figure out how you say this track.
It's Rudskogen, isn't it?
That'll
If I
do.
remember right.
Yeah, well done. We'll go with that.
Yeah. To be fair to Jamie, a lot less practice than me. I've had like 4 or 5 hours of practice around here.
Right.
So because I quite like driving it, it's good fun. I like this track.
It certainly looks exciting. I did some laps just on my own and found it a bit of a challenge in certain places. I've watched quite a lot of YouTube footage just to get used to what I was looking at, so I knew what I was commentating on, and it does seem like a very exciting track. There's a lot of good features on here. Hopefully, it's a recurring feature on lots of V8 races, especially for you.
More wins, please.
Yeah, more wins. More of that. Let's do more of that. I need a Brian Blessed voice at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go next to Brands Hatch. I think that's an Enduro, isn't it, Clyde? No?
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah. Okay, I was just checking my own notes then. Brands Hatch, you will know like the back of your eyelids, I would expect.
Yes.
And
it's my nearest track. It's like 20 minutes down the road.
Yeah, I
15
so.
on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, you didn't sound very Scottish, it has to be said. So I expected you to be close with the accent that you've got. Are you hoping for another high finish there?
Yep. Like the track, like the fact it's Enduro. And my last chance for good points before Bathurst, because I will suck there.
Brilliant and well said, to be honest. So you got a few points on Johnny Brandon in the second race, lost a few in the first race. We'll have to see how that all balances out at the end of it. Any thanks you'd like to give and shout-outs you'd like to make before we let you go and pop the proverbial and simulated champagne?
Yep, you guys for running the league and the broadcast, because it's humongous fun. Just a field of V8s. I mean, what more do you want? Everyone who turns up to race, because again, huge field of V8s. Jamie for being in the mid-pack and telling me when people were pitting, which was very handy, because I was trying to both look through my relative and not crash into Adam and Kenzie going side by side at the start of race 2. And that's it, I think.
Awesome
and
stuff.
Simability. There we go.
Oh, of course, yeah. Brilliant. In that case, we will see you next time out at Brands Hatch. And congratulations for tonight, Simon Trendle.
Cheers. See you later.
Okay, so next up, I suppose we better bring in Johnny Brandon, as he had a podium tonight. Second in the sprint race and 5th in the feature race. So, Johnny, welcome to the booth.
Evening.
So let's start with the sprint race. Steve LaValle had some pace, didn't he?
Yeah, we actually swapped PCs tonight. I don't know if he told you when he came in for the interview. So I was driving as Steve LaValle and he was driving as Johnny Brandon. No, well done to Steve.
Impossible, because Steve didn't make any mistakes. So.
Exactly. No, Steve's been flying all week, and yeah, he got off the line well, and that was it. It's so hard to overtake round here. And but I'm really glad he won that. I'm not sure he's won any others, has he? Is that his first win?
Don't know, but I'll have a look whilst we're talking. Did you have anything for him? Did you think about a 5-mile lunge or anything like that, or was it, I'm in second, I'm bagging some good points, it's a fantastic team result, let's just keep station?
It was more as my teammate. I had pace, and I think he had a little bit of pace because he was, I don't know if he was nervous or taking it a bit easy, because we were actually a bit slower than we could have gone. So I had more pace, and I think he did as well. But that's it. It's so hard to overtake. If it was somebody other than my teammate, I'd have had a look somewhere, because like I say, it's so difficult. You do have to just chuck it if there's not a mistake. And he didn't make a mistake. So that was the only way I was going to get past him, and it didn't happen. Fair play.
Okay, and then race 2, you were the first car into the pits. Was that planned? Was that because you was in that danger zone of traffic, or was there something else going on?
I never plan anything, Clyde. You know that. Just just react, and it's either you pit as early as possible, you pit in the middle of the race, or you pit as late as possible. You got 3 options. And with it being so hard to overtake, and I don't know who was in front of me. I made a pretty bad start. Somebody was in front of me, a name I can't remember off the top of my head. Where's the entry list? But he was defending for dear life, which is fully entitled to do. But it was.
Was it Nikolai Bier?
Yeah, probably.
It was, yes.
He was swinging across the track, and it was quite entertaining, to be honest. And like I say, he's entitled to do it. There was some things he was doing that was maybe a little bit over, but even if I'd have got past him, I wouldn't have got past the next person because it's so hard to overtake you. So I thought, all right, I'll try the long game, that like pit early and go long on the second set of tyres. I'll probably struggle at the end a little bit, but it should give me track position if I put in a few good laps. And I had a nightmare. The car went up on the jacks, but it didn't change the tyres, which was very strange.
Ooh, so
That is
how
odd.
bad
I
were
come
those
out.
tyres?
My front was down to 30%.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? So
it
you
was
had like
instant.
45 lap old tyres?
Yeah.
Oh
it never
my
it
God.
never changed the tyres. The second I come out of the pits, I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened? It hasn't changed my tyres. I had 0 grip.
Wow.
Well,
They called right off, and then I come up behind JB. I had to play with the ARBs and stuff to try and compensate for the tyres, and got it into move the brake bias, everything else. Got it so it was drivable. But I was doing the same pace as Steve and everybody up that hadn't pitted, and I was nailing the laps on those tyres. And I come up behind JB going into the final corner with Adam behind me, and I think a cat ran out in front of him because he just stopped dead in the middle of the track, and I smashed him up the rear. Not for the first time, but hey ho, and it killed my car, the engine, so that robbed me of even more pace, and that was my race done. So when my teammates come up behind, I let them past and just kept trying to make it to the end and plodding through. Bit of a disaster.
yeah, it's a horrible disaster when you finish 5th, isn't it? Yeah, I feel.
I had a lot more pace, and it like everything that could go wrong went wrong. And yeah, the tyre changed things weird. I don't think I've ever had that before.
Yeah, it's some glitch. Yeah. Well, ultimately, a 2nd place and a 5th place.
Yeah, it could have been worse for sure.
Yeah, it could have been a whole lot worse. Like I say, when you was in the, as I call it, the danger zone in race 2, you could have ended up last. So it was a good tactic. It would have been interesting to see where you would have finished up if your tyres had have changed. But
yeah, because I had a lot. I had good pace this week, and yeah, it's frustrating that happened because we were like that first stint. I was rolling and coasting. We were so slow. I went in and pitted, come out, and I was doing the same times. And I should have had another second a lap.
yeah,
Over
well,
the conditions. It's
what they
strange.
say, shit happens.
Indeed.
Onwards and upwards. We
The
go
good
to
news
brands.
is Steve and Rich did really well, especially Steve.
They certainly did. Yeah, they obviously propped the team up for you this week. But Brands Hatch next week. I seem to remember you going pretty well round there.
Well, I hate Brands Hatch. I've done so many laps around there that it's just boring as hell. But it's is it next week or in a couple of weeks?
Or a couple of weeks. Sorry, I meant
I
next time.
I might miss it. So I thought I was going to miss the last 2 rounds. It now turns out I'm actually coming back on the day of the rounds.
Yeah, 3rd.
So I might be able to make it, but I don't know.
3rd of December, and then the final rounds on the 10th of December. So
Yeah, both
a
of those
week off
days
and
I'm
then 2
coming
on the
back from
trot.
France, basically.
Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to say congratulations on your results tonight. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
You guys are doing the broadcast, obviously. Simability, is it the sponsor? Steve Lavallee, did you check if that's his first race win?
I haven't quite finished all the stats yet.
Oh. Well done to Steve for first and second as epic, and I think it's his first. I might be wrong, but I think it is. And well done to Rich, and just to say hi to Lane. Lane was back in the chat with us tonight. Do you
Yeah,
remember
he's
Old
useless,
Man
mate.
O'Connor?
Yeah, we've sacked him.
Yeah, he's
Oh, was he on
fired.
the chat? Was he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
constantly.
didn't tell us about your tyres. So yeah,
Do you know where he's been for the last 6 months?
Probably inside.
He's been in a spiritual retreat, I think, in Tibet, just meditating for 6 months. So it's nice to have him back.
Yeah, well, it might be nice for you, mate, but not for us. Anyway,
I think he's been in Bournemouth. Isn't that where all the OAPs go?
He might have stopped off there on the way back.
Yeah, probably.
Quick party night.
Well,
Afternoon, rather.
Johnny Brandon, thanks as usual for joining us in the booth, and hopefully we'll see you next time out at Brands Hatch.
Hopefully, yes, indeed. Thanks, guys. Have a good
Thanks a lot. Good night. Okay, last but not least for you, Pete, it's the wheelie bin.
Hey, good evening, Vincent. How you doing?
Morning.
Morning. So, where did you end up in the feature? You were 11th in the feature, but you were. Should we just talk about the feature race? Because I think you were a bit lower than that in the sprint, weren't you?
Yeah, 18th in the sprint.
And 18th, yeah.
Quite way up.
Yeah, you were in the thick of it for quite a long time. Rudskogen is new to us in the V8s, as it were. Have you raced here much already or not?
No, that was pretty much my first race around that track ever. I've done a lot of practice, but as in races, no, I haven't.
It's a bit of a challenging lap round here, isn't it? You've got the mountain on the inside of you all the time, pretty much. You've got very few places where a legitimate overtake can be done without somebody else making a mistake. There's not that many straights for you to get in the drag and haul up onto the back of somebody. So you got to be quite opportunistic. We saw you get bowled out of the way by Sambuzen in the sprint race, which put you right down the field, almost last, I think. And then you had to fight your way back forward with damage, yeah?
Yeah, that very first lap in the sprint race, I locked the tire going down the hill and got the slowdown, which gave me like a 2-second slowdown, which is insane.
Epic, isn't it?
And
2
then
seconds.
I just tried to keep out of
Might as well say
then I just kept trying to keep
stop and get a burger and chips, you know.
pretty much. So I just tried to stay out of the way from everyone, and then I managed to get the slowdown, and then I think it was just 2 into 1 with Sam. Yeah, just turned in front of the whole field, tried to fight my way. The car felt alright after that. had no idea if I had damage or not. The car felt a little bit off in the steering, but I still had pace and stuff. So, but yeah, I think the off tracks are just a little bit too tight. There's a couple of spots in the chicanes that if you cut them a bit too much, you get the 2-second to 3-second slowdown.
Oof.
Really kills your race. So yeah.
Yeah, I knew there was.
Yeah.
I knew there was one in turn 2. You know, when you enter turn 2, if you take too much on the right-hand side, there's a horrible slowdown there. I didn't realise there was ones in the S's further on, so that will explain some of the other slowdowns that we saw other people getting.
There was also one on the first curve at turn 1 I managed to get in the feature race. That was another 2.5 second slowdown too. So
that's brutal, isn't it?
I think. I don't know what iRacing can do. I think they've just got it set so you can't have all 4 tires outside the white line. So when you lock the brake going down that hill and you run wide, it's an automatic off track and a slowdown, which is pretty shit. So yeah.
It's a bit like Spa used to be then, isn't it? Because you could pick up a slowdown at Spa just by staring at the track. So very similar. It was a very entertaining night's racing, to be honest, and it's always great to have you in the booth. You were up 7 places Were you the furthest forward moving person? Stephen Valley was the furthest forward. Maybe Greg Carr, actually. But you were second or third. So you scythed your way through the field at the end. Where did you pit? I can't tell where you pitted because you actually made it round
I
to.
think I pitted 2 laps after one of the NQR cars. I don't know which
Right.
one. I think it might have been Tony that pitted first. Then I
Yeah.
think I did another couple of laps and pitted after him, which found out was a good idea because the undercut is really big.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
the undercut's massive, but if you did it too much, we saw that the tyres were worth nothing to you. So, by the time you got to the very end, but yeah, the undercut was excellent tonight again. Yeah, we're at Brands Hatch next time. Obviously, those of us in the UK love that track. Apart from Johnny Brandon, who has done too many laps and is bored of it, in inverted commas. How can you be bored of Brands Hatch? But anyway, what's your thoughts on Brands Hatch for an endurance race?
Um, yeah, I don't mind it. I've done a few laps there with scops and doing practice and stuff like that. I always find the UK tracks, for some weird reason, I seem to have pace and go well at them. So I'm hoping that's the case for the next round. And if I can stay out of the trouble, it'll be good. But yeah, it'll be good.
Awesome. Any thanks you'd like to give or shout outs you want to make, especially to the Wheelie Bins Facebook community, before we let you go and start practicing for Brands Hatch?
Yeah, like you said, everyone over at Wheelie Bins that keeps us running, Jamie McKnight for his support throughout the year. I'd like to thank Tyler for the setup he shared earlier in the week. It made for a very good baseline setup that I could slightly adjust to my liking. Everyone in the league for all the really tight and awesome racing. Simability for sponsoring the league again this season, and you guys for the broadcast.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we will see you next time out at Brands Hatch for our endurance round. Vincent Skillback.
Yeah, catch you guys in Brands Hatch.
Excellent. Right, Pete. So,
it's that time, isn't it?
do you know what? I'm going to go first tonight because it is so easy.
Oh, go on then.
Without any other contenders, for me, it's Steve Valley. Race one, if it had been, there was a massive pile up and he got to the front and, what we deem as a lucky win, even though they all count. But it wasn't. He had the pace, he had decent cars behind him and took away the win. And then in race two, he possibly should have finished third, but still means he came through a lot of cars. So yeah, it's got to be Steve LaValle for me. Fantastic night for him.
In that case, that's one notched up for Steve. Now, I was going to go for Nicole, but then I realised he did terribly. Then I was going to go for Tyler, but then I thought he's done better than that before because he's won a race before, hasn't he?
Yep.
Then I was going to go for Simon Trendle, but similarly, I don't usually go for winners. And then I decided, do you know what? Steve LaValle's done too good tonight. So I'm going to vote for Steve as well.
Yeah, like I say, I think that was a fairly easy choice tonight.
Yes.
So that is rounds 14 and 15 done. As I said earlier, we no V8s next week, but we are back with the endurance round from Brands Hatch on the 3rd of December. But there's still plenty of racing coming up. Tomorrow, the GT3s are back. Penultimate round from Barcelona. And then we're back at, what's it called, Pete? Rudskogen?
Yes. It's all I'm going to say.
It could be a Rudskogen, it could be a Rudskogen, it can be whatever you want. But we are back with the TCRs on Wednesday night. Now, after watching the V8s go round here, Pete, I'm actually really looking forward to the TCRs going round here. It's going to be a massive draft fest on the straights and people throwing it in the corners and slowdowns and all sorts. It's going to be fantastic. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm tempted to race it. I'm also tempted to join you in the booth for it, to be honest. I really like this track. It's excellent. It's got some great features, and I think it's going to lead to some great racing in any series. So, yeah, I'm going to see what I'm going to do on Wednesday.
Well, you know, you're crap in the booth, but you're a lot better in the booth than you are at racing. So I know what I'd do if I was you. Anyway, folks, like I say, rounds 14 and 15 of this series are done. Big thanks to all the drivers, as usual, for putting on this spectacle for us. Big thanks to everybody that joins in on the chat. We really appreciate it, and it is really good fun, apart from Lane. Big thanks to Simability for their continued sponsorship of the series. Time for us to close the broadcast. So I should say goodnight. Let Pete say goodnight. And then we'll go and get some very well-earned shut-eye. So good night, everybody. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Simability for sponsoring the league. And we will see you next time out at, where are we? Brands Hatch. Always good.